farming in addition to sports fishing of marlin and tuna. Nigeria is a country of kings, of queens, businessmen and businesswomen, a place of vast sprawling game parks and highly developed cities, a country of drums, of color, culture, of festivals, music, rhythm and art. This is Nigeria. There is simply nothing quite like it.
Okay, I remove my normal face mask and I welcome you this week to another edition of the 7 Wonders of Nigeria Zoom. And today is special. We are having 2 areas, 2 packages. We are starting with Obudu. And after Obudu, we now go to school. We go to school in Abuja and every other town in Nigeria. So I welcome you to a special edition because we have put together something that you've never had before. So why don't you sit back, allow us to introduce you to Obudu. Then we are going to bring the special advisor who is running Obudu. And he's going to tell us stories and we are going to ask lots of questions. So get your questions ready. He told me he can take any question, any question. Make sure it's not political, I won't like that. So you write your question, then we can call you up at the right time. So for the next 20 minutes, we are in Obudu. So sit back while we introduce you to Obudu Mountain Resort, the best place in Nigeria. If you've seen the list, Obudu is #1 on everybody's list. So let's find out why Obudu is the best tourism attraction in Nigeria.
We're endowed with what most of us don't know, natural endowments from God. Obudu Mountain Resort is out of this world. And I say this jokingly to my friends that I believe that God Almighty dwells here because of the nature, the mountains, the weather. It's awesome. It's an unbelievable environment to be. Like this period you can see. Sometimes we get to as less than 6 degrees Celsius. It's a wonderful environment. And what we have done as Kwesfa State Government, His Excellency Professor Ben Ayede, the governor of the state, has done by ensuring that we take back the ranch to its lost glory is marvelous. This post-COVID-19, It's an experience. It's what Nigerians should tap in. You don't need to go out. Cross River State is safe. We have a very minimal cases of COVID-19, and we don't have any at the ranch resort. We are safe here, and this is this destination for all families, all business establishment to come and retreat. Come and refocus and reposition your business plan, because COVID-19 has completely changed the world. So you cannot meet your budget any longer. You cannot meet your business plan. We are open for people to come and retreat and replan their businesses, replan their families, replan their policies. This is the choicest place to be.
You are missing. That's just what I want to say, man. You haven't been to the ranch? You haven't been to Obudu Cattle Ranch. Oh my God. This is like the London, the America, the Europe of Nigeria. This place. If you haven't been here, man, honestly, like I did earlier, I just did cry for you. You just come, because you are missing a whole lot.
Because the real tourism epicenter of Nigeria is the Obudu Cattle Ranch. And we have Nigerians whose life is already conditioned to special weathers like this. So you must create an alternative to holidaying in Dubai, in Europe and other areas. And that is where the tourism potential of Cross River State comes into limelight. And so this pandemic that has brought this untold hardship to Nigerians today can only find a complete window from Cross River State, because this is the natural habitat that can stimulate that for us.
That's lovely. That's lovely. That's Shan George. Shan George telling you that she's crying for you. If you have not been to, that he's crying for you. Anyway, we are all going to go to. You've seen that lovely video from Obudu. Anyway, I have good news for you. Before I invite you, I'm going to Obudu, and I'm going again to Obudu. So between now and December, I'll be at Obudu twice. I need to be able to cheat you, because before I invite you, I need to go there first to see some of these things. So we want to take on Bobby Epenyo, who is the special advisor to the governor. So I see the NIHOTOUR team are ready. Once we finish with Obudu, they are coming to school. So Bobby, please unmute yourself so that we can go ahead. So we can, I can see you. So unmute yourself so that we can start the discussion on Obudu. All of us want to go. Number one tourist attraction in Nigeria. We want to know why. Unmute yourself, Bobby, so we can start talking. Unmute your device.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. First of all, let us know you, Bobby. We know about Obudu. Suddenly we hear about the Bobby. So what is your role at Obudu?
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Kechi. First, let me thank you for this wonderful opportunity, showcasing the best international resorts on this platform is a rare privilege. I want to thank you. I think this is the first of its kind. My name is Bobby Ekpenyong. Presently, by the grace of God, the special advisor to the governor of Cross River on Obudu Ranch Resort. I'm overseeing the running of the resort now. We are directly running the Obudu Ranch Resort from the government. We had cases of different companies at different time managing the resort, and have not given us the desired results. So the government brought me in to see how we can cushion it and revamped the ranch.
Okay.
And returning back to his lost glory. So we are doing that. I took over this responsibility. Second, we are head on. Okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So we are marching on in the process of revamping the ranch and bringing back the structure, the marketing, the services that you all know about the Obudu Mountain Resort. So it's work in progress as
Okay.
I'm talking to you.
Yeah, I'll ask you now, where are we now with Obudu? What is available at Obudu Mountain Resort?
Okay, virtually all that you used to know about Obudu Ranch Resorts are up again. All the tour sites, the grotto, the Holy Mountain, the waterfalls, the water parks that has the swimming pools, exactly what you are showing now, the canopy walkway, the cable car, we have brought it back, but we had an issue because the area is prone to thunder. During heavy rains, we had a thunder strike that destroyed one of the equipment. We have placed order. Hopefully in the next 3 weeks, the cable car is going to be rolling. So I want to assure you that before you visit to the resort, the cable car will be rolling. We're doing everything to ensure that this festive period, our guests will have maximum time at the ranch resort. Everything, the mountain villas, the presidential villas, you know, the beautification of the resort is back in full. All this is complete turnaround, turnaround at the Obudu Mountain Resort. This is recent. These pictures you are seeing are recent pictures, not old pictures. So you can see the beautifications, the environment, the ambient, everything is back in full at Obudu Mountain Resort.
Okay. People have been sending me messages since we published that you were going to be here. And the first thing they talked about is light.
Okay.
Light. What is the light situation?
All right. About 2 years ago, I want to agree with you. The power supply has been the greatest headache of the ranch resort. Never at the time 24 hours at the ranch. No, I will not tell you that I came in there. You know that even in the country we don't have light 24 hours. But now we have light from 6 p.m. 6 p.m. till about 8 o'clock in the morning. About 8 o'clock in the morning. I've ensured that we have light. All our guests, you have light. The big generator is put on from 6 p.m. and run through 8 a.m. every night. And then we have smaller generator, petrol generator, that some guests that maybe are not going out, they want to stay indoors, on request, we power it daytime. Now, the reason is that we expect that daytime, guests will go out for sightseeing, they'll go out to catch their fun in the resort, okay? Because it is highly, highly consumable. Running the big generator. Our generator, we have different, about 30 liters. We have generators that when we put them, power is a huge. The government of the state is working on bringing some technologies. The wind turbine, we're working on that. Hopefully, in the next year, we should have that installed at the ranch. But now, you're surely going to have light thrust. You're going to have light. So, like I said, it's not just the ranch. One thing you have to understand about the ranch is that the environment where it is not a normal hotel. It's so large, it's so big, it's vast. So to manage it with smaller petrol generators is not possible. So we use massive generating plant to give light. So now our guests are happy. Those that have been there in recent time, the past 3 months, can attest to it, that we have light throughout the night till morning.
Okay, you see, I'm reading some of the things they have asked me. They said some of the sheets and the beddings are not always cleaned. The heater in the rooms are not working. Those are two of the questions they have sent to me.
That is absolutely incorrect. Let me say something about some of these complaints. Now, when you put on power by 6 o'clock in the evening, some guests arrive the ranch very late. Most guests arrive the ranch from 11 p.m., 2 a.m. on their arrival. And then your room is there, you check into a room that nobody has stayed. Now check the time you're going to put on your heater. And some put on the heater and they expect the hot water immediately. So it's not so. Some don't know how to power their heater. So it's not, we will put them on, some will go and put it off. We have these experiences, but we have a line that when you have any challenge, call the front desk. They are going to send the technician to come and put on your water heater. We have our water heaters are working. Yes, they are all mechanical and electrical. So a water heater can go wrong, can go bad anytime, just like in our homes. Please call our attention to it. Call our attention, and we're going to fix it for you. But we have some guests who are social media freaks. They get into a room and something is not functioning the way you want it. Call the attention of the management. Call the desk officer and report to, and we're going to fix it. We have stayed in a hotel. Some will immediately go to social media and say, oh, water is not running or heater is not running in the room. You expect this from modern society, okay? But we usually report to us, and we're going to address it. I have said in some top best hotels, not resorts, in the world, in America and other places, you can have technical issues. Report, they are going to fix it. The bulb can go off, can get bad at any time. Call the attention and we're going to fix it for you. So our heaters are working. I tell you this. So if you have any fault, you come into the room and you observe the heater is not working, call our attention and we'll fix it. But as I'm talking to you, all the heaters are working. They're beddings. Now there's something about the ranch, okay? It's a cold environment. Sometimes a bed is dressed for 2 days, no guest has entered that room, and it's extremely cold, especially the month of July to September. The month of July to September is extremely, extremely cold. So you may not see the beddings may not be as bright as sparkling white as you may think because of the cold environment. And somebody say, oh, this bedding is not that is dirty. Not that is dirty. But if you have a complaint, it's not the type. We have had complaints and we send our, housekeepers to check and we order that it should be changed and whatever. But not that, oh, all the beddings at the ranch are bad or something like that. No, I don't think so.
Okay. And I agree to that because I know Obudu is very cold. Obudu is in a strange environment. It's way up in the hills. The cloud is everywhere. And sometimes things might not go. But I think I'm coming there myself. I'll see firsthand. I knew how Obudu used to be. And you let the cat out of the bag that I'll be going there with some tour operators and some media. So, and we are going when the cable car is. We will be coming in November. So the other thing the other thing I want you to talk about, you showed a video of people dancing, people in the water parks, but you told us Obudu hasn't been happening like it used to. They are bringing it back to life. If so, who are these people? How is the occupancy rate at Obudu?
No, I didn't tell you that it has not been happening. Okay, we had a lull period. We had a low period at the ranch that management issues where we have private management that came in to run the ranch. And the standard actually went down. Facilities were abandoned. Like the water park was engulfed by forest. The government has stepped in and took over the management of the place and get back all the facilities functioning. So the pictures, the video you are watching are recent, video happenings. One thing we try to create at Obudu Ranch Resort now is fun. When we have at least reasonable number of guests, we create funds, we give them fun. We bring comedians, we have musical nights, we have cultural nights, fun, so that you don't just come in and stay in a cold room. You can afford air conditioning in your room and make it cold, isn't it? The joy of coming to the Obudu Ranch is to see the nature, the natural environment that is combined with fun. So it's fun all through. December is going to, if you're going to miss the ranch this December, I can bet you've missed something because it's going to be fun throughout. The video you're seeing is what we call the bonfire night. We brought in some DJs from Lagos, from Abuja, some best, and give our guests, the fun that they deserve. So it's fun throughout. Okay. And this is just this video.
When are you having this kind of party again?
Keep coming. I can tell you the next by the end of this month. Let me not let it out. We are expecting a large group of people coming in between 26 to 2nd of November. 2nd of November, yeah. So we are going to have this. Each time we have reasonable number of persons, we put this up together.
Okay, I'm coming on the 9th of November. So, but anyway, I'm not looking for this. We are just coming to check out the facility. Now, my next question is, how has been the occupancy in recent times? Do people patronize it? I saw that.
In recent time, after we expected huge, because our marketing department were doing a lot of marketing before the COVID-19. Now that stopped completely in the world. But after the lift on restrictions, people have been coming. Of course, we know that Obudu Ranch is the destination now. Nobody wants to travel out of the country. So the patronage have been very high. We have been having full house. What I mean full house is that all the rooms fully occupied. And we have this experience. We have some guests that are used to coming to the ranch at their own time, without even notifying us, without calling to book. They just drive in. We call them walk-in guests. Okay, so we have the experience that now ranch is fully booked and fully occupied, and you have walk-in guests who have been coming here for years without any hindrance, arriving at the ranch, and there's no space for the guests to stay. This is happening now at the ranch. So I advise people, please always call our desk officer and make your reservation before you come, because the ranch can be booked anytime, can be fully booked anytime. Yeah.
Yeah, people will want to have the number of the desk officer and an email so that they can contact you. Then the other thing I want to talk about is packages for tour operators. Everybody has heard of Obudu. Everybody wants to do a trip to Obudu. I know people who are going next week. I'm coming with some tour operators from the 9th of November. People want to be able to do good packages, not rack rates. How do you want to work with tour operators?
Okay. All right. For us, our official commission to tour operators is 10% of the business you bring. 10% for room rate, not feeding. Not feeding. 10% of room rate, okay? And other things.
Okay.
Okay. So tour operators have 10% from us, from the business. Yeah. Excuse me?
Okay. Yeah, call out the number of the person that they can book with. Then if possible,
okay,
later.
If you check our site, we have the numbers. Yes, I will send the numbers to you, but if you check on our site, you have numbers there.
Okay, you will send to us, so we'll share with
you go on our website. Yes, I will send it to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Now
yes.
You have 156 rooms with chalets and
165 rooms. 165 rooms.
165 rooms. Okay.
Yeah.
And is there transport up and down from the? Do I have to come with my own transport?
Yes.
Or if I come to the foot of the ranch, is there anywhere I can come up, or I have to bring my transport up?
Yes. When you arrive at the foot of the the mountain with your vehicle, we have our safety drivers to drive you up. We do not allow people to drive up. Our safety drivers take over from there and get you to the top of the mountain. Yes. Again, something about transportation, a lot of people have asked about this. We don't get involved in transportation of guests, okay? Like tickets, pick up from Calabar or Calabar Airport or Enugu Airport. Our responsibility is upon arrival at the ranch, okay? So we ask that tour operators make arrangement for their clients to get pickups from airports to the ranch, okay?
Okay. People are asking your Christmas rates. Are your Christmas rates up?
Yes, we just finished the Christmas rate. I'm going to give you, after this interview, after this interaction, I'm going to release it to you so that you can now send it out officially. We have not released it officially, but today we are going to release it officially.
Okay. I knew when I got there, there is a canopy walkway, there is a grotto, there is a water park, there is a ranch, and there is the, what again?
Holy
there are so many places. Huh? The Holy Mountain. Yeah. Okay. The canopy walkway, is it okay?
Perfectly okay.
Okay. Which animals can I see?
I don't know the animals that will be available for you to see. It's a forest. You can
Okay.
be lucky to see a very mighty python. You can be lucky to see antelope. You know, these animals, they walk where the canopy walk where
Is
is
above.
in the forest. Yes, and depend on which animal moves around when you are there, to visit. And don't forget that this is a natural environment, okay? And these animals have experienced human invasion for the past year. So they are very wise. They know the time to come out, and they come out sometimes very late at night when they know that no human beings will be out. But sometimes you see these animals, coming. The past, because once the rain stop now, the animals are going to be coming out more.
Somebody asks if there is a heli. So
there is.
So the helipad, is it functional in case they want to fly in luxury people?
Yeah, it's functional.
Okay. Can I put a guest in the presentation?
That is not. You have to get your air permit and all those stuff. But the
the helicopter company will do that. Yeah.
Yes. But
Can I put a guest in the presidential
villa
house there? Villa, yeah.
No, we're not allowing guests to stay at the presidential villa for now. It's exclusively for presidents of countries when they visit the ranch. We are bringing back all this, before different presidents of different countries usually come for their holidays quietly and privately, okay? So it's a high security area. We do not. In my time, I will not allow the place to be exposed because it's a security, high security area that we have to protect. The building is bulletproof.
But it has the best view of the ranch. That presidential place has the best view of the ranch. So
yes, we usually allow our guests to go in there and take pictures, but we don't allow you into the building. Yeah.
Okay, let me run through the questions. You're going to send us, once you finish, you send it as a chat. They want the number and the email of the person in charge for tour operators. Somebody says that the number on the website, people don't answer. So they want your Christmas rate. They want the phone number of the person in charge of the tour operators, and they want the email. Now, you said that small generator is at a cost. They want to know the cost.
Before we get to that, let me address this issue of the number of tour operator. We will give you a number of tour operator. Our tour operators are our staff. Okay? When you book and check in and pay for your tour, we arrange the tour for you, and we assigned you with a tour guide.
No, their question is different.
So we have different person depending on.
Their question is that they want a contact person that tour operators will deal with. One person, either somebody in reservation who knows what a tour operator.
Okay, fine. That's it. Yes, reservation number.
Okay, so they want that number. They want an email, and they also want the one about the generator at a cost, you said. So that has to be included when there is communication going on, so that they know upfront. So
what do you want about the generator, please?
Yeah, they want to know, you said the small generator comes on during the day for some guests who ask for it. They think is at a cost. Do they have to pay for that?
Okay.
Yeah, so they want to know that, so that from beginning, they are well exposed to everything. They don't want to be taken by surprise. So the three things we want from you now: your Christmas rate, your phone number for the person the tour operator will contact, and also the email.
And the email.
Yeah, so they can chat with the person. But I also want to announce that you'll be hosting a farm trip from the 9th to the 11th. So any tour operator who wants to go and see first, contact us. Not everybody can go, but some of the people will be selected who we know can market, either from Lagos, from Abuja, or from Port Harcourt, to join us to go and see at Obudu if all these things people are raising are true or false. We'll come with some media people on from the 9th to the 11th. So please get across if you want to market Obudu and you want to be on that trip. Please get across to us. Send an email, info@naija7wonders.com, or send me a message on my WhatsApp number. And you have to prove that you are really a tour operator who can market this destination. Obudu is our #1 destination in Nigeria, and we want to make sure it is very successful. Congratulations, Bobby. You told us that you're already fully booked. That's good news. And you've restored everybody and every facility. So by the time we come on the 9th, we expect that the cable car is working and that everything you told us, it won't be audio. We can see it. And we know that these things are working. Now, the weather in November and December, what is the weather like? That should be our final part.
Yeah, we are moving into a very friendly weather period, November and December. Usually, people that love winter, we just finished the winter, September, August period is usually extremely very cold, okay? But a lot of people enjoy that also. So we're now moving into the summer period at the ranch. It's still cold, but very lovely cold, okay? There is something I need to bring to your attention about tour operators. We have a lot of quacks and fake tour operators. And we've had experiences, arising from people that engage into these practices. This is a very huge industry in Nigeria, in Africa, in the world, hospitality industry. We have had cases where people market Obudu Mountain Resort. They collect money from, vulnerable guests, and they will take them to somewhere else and lodge cheaper than what they paid for, only arranging vehicle to bring them to come and watch and go through our facilities, the tour sites, and deceive them that those hotels that they are as a part of Obudu Mountain Resort. This is a very bad practice. We have introduced tour operator registration with Obudu Mountain Resort. Okay? For you to be our tour operator, you have to register with us. You must be registered with us. We profile you and we operate with you. And there are other incentives that you're going to enjoy. Going forward, because of these practices, we have to, because the interest of the guest that comes into the ranch is very important. When a tour operator collects money from the guest and said Obudu Ranch, all that the guest knows is Obudu Ranch. Whatever service or services or what happened to that guest is Obudu Mountain Resort that the person is going to talk about, not the tour operator. So this is very, very serious. Now, the ranch is not the village. Some take people to go and stay in the villages. What if something happened to them in the village? Some stay as far as Obudu town. Obudu town is 1 hour away from the ranch. It's not the ranch. The ranch is in Obudu, yes, but it's not in Obudu town. So these practices, we have received complaints. Some will get back to us and try and reach us through our website and complain. So going forward, from January, we're going to be very strict that if you don't register with us or from a group like your platform, you go through a lot. We have to understand you. We have to know, when you say you are a tour operator, we have to know and know more about credibility and eligibility as a tour operator, because we have to sanitize this industry in Nigeria and even outside Nigeria. It's giving us bad name. Okay. Then someone just asked a question on the screen about the access roads. What governments are doing about the access road? The Cross River State government, particularly the governor of Cross River State, Professor Ben Ayade, is working seriously to fix the bad roads. But please understand, these roads are federal roads, but the state government is intervening on this road. If you are coming from Abuja, you see that Cross River State axis is going through massive construction. So the road is going to be, the Obudu axis is almost done. We are facing the Ogoja axis. You are coming in from Calabar. Apart from Calabar axis, that is bad, right from Biase to Ikongom to Ogoja, Passport in Ogoja, then from Obudu down to the ranch is super. So it's work in progress. But here it is, it's work in progress. We're not perfect yet, but we're near perfect. Of course, you know that there's nothing that's perfect. Few complaints you see on social media may not be true. We had a case, a group of about 29 guests that came to the ranch last month, and they got into the ranch about after 11 at night. And before the arrival, we had issue with water. Our pumping machine for our water intake was bad. Suddenly it got burnt. Okay, so we're working with our technical team to restore water. So the guests arrived at that nick of time where we had these challenges. We provided water for them that night. So by morning, that night, a social media freak just went to social media, blasted us, and the water is not working in the ranch. So many ranch is not what they said, without even waiting to see. To say technical thing. I tell you this, by morning, about 9, 10 o'clock, there was water. And the person saw that there was water. But can the person repay the damage the person has done? So sometimes I want to bring to this platform that sometimes what you see on the social media may not be exactly correct. I'm using this forum to address this. Massive work. The ranch is back fully, full of fund. Why we are different from others is that, let me say this, Obudu Ranch is a natural environment. It's not artificial. And we are so proud that we are the best, not just in Nigeria, but the best in Africa. Because what adventure want to see is a natural, all weather is also air, natural from God. The mountains are not man-made. They are natural mountains. 2,000 feet, and the presidential villa is 2,500 feet above sea level. Mountain from the down, you can imagine. The cloud you see there is a second layer of cloud from what you see from down. Okay? So everything, the waterfalls, natural waterfalls that does not cease, is all connected with pipe in natural water. So the different and what makes us the best in Africa, the best in Nigeria, the best in West Africa is that Obudu Ranch Resort is a natural environment. Natural environment. Like I said in that video, I personally suspect that that's where God lives. That's why everything is beautiful. That's why it's natural. So if you are a traveler, if you are an adventurer, come there and see, bring your guests to come and see natural things. And honestly, I mean this. You can have time to commune with God. If you go to the holy mountain, you appreciate God. You see God in action. Okay, we have a place, you go there, you pray, you can commune with your God, you can go on pilgrimage there, and it's working for people. People come there to pray. So it's a shame to us Nigerians that we're not marketing this wonderful gift of God. We're not even taking advantage. Nigerians are not coming. Okay, so it's a wonderful environment. Don't miss out. Let's promote it. Let's sell it. Let's show to the world. Let's take, why are you wasting money to travel outside? It's the best. I tell you, I live there now. It's the sweetest place. It's a shame on me that as a Conservatives that this is when I am at the ranch saying, I should have been living there. I should have a property at the ranch. It's a wonderful place. And the government of Cross River State, led by Professor Ben Ayede, is doing everything possible. The government has just introduced this social housing scheme for the indigenes of the ranch resort, the Bechebe people. They are going to be built with good houses and with modern facilities to give them good life, because God gave them that environment. We are taking agriculture fully there. There are kind of crops in this country that if federal government can invest in agriculture at the Obudu Ranch Resort, I tell you this, it's a serious foreign currency that we would have been earning in this country. The potatoes grows there in high demand, okay? So many crops, Irish potatoes, flowers, tomatoes. You need to know what's happening in that place. Don't just come to ranch and spend 3 nights. Come spend 1 month, 2 weeks, go into the place. Some guests can acquire land there and build their private homes and invest in that environment. We need to open it to the world. We need to open it to the world.
Yeah, I hear you and I believe you. I will tell you about Obudu. I met the president of Club Med in Germany at ITB, and we were talking. And I asked him, why don't you have a Club Med in Nigeria? At least you have in Senegal. And he said, oh, I don't really know if there's any place of that. I said, look, there's a place called Obudu, where the cloud can enter your room and you touch the cloud. And he thought I was lying. He said, it's somewhere in where? I said, Nigeria. He said, no, I don't think there's any place. So for a lot of people, Obudu looks like fable. Yeah. It is too good to be true. Yeah. And it's actually a miracle to have those facilities up there in the hills with the cable car, the longest cable car point to point in Africa, and amazing stuff that you have there. I'm privileged to have been in Obudu before, during, and now. My first visit to Obudu was 1998, and the next time I came there was the day Buka took over Obudu to start rebuilding. So I know Obudu then. Then when I came back again, the cable car was ready. I've sampled and I can agree that is one of the best places in the world. So we thank you. We have lots of questions. We'll answer them. So you will type in the addresses so we can share. People can come to Obudu from Enugu. The road from Abakaliki to this place is very fine. Then from Calabar, he told you from Ikom, the road is okay. But Calabar area has some challenges. But I'll be going through Calabar because I want to do some experiences in Calabar and see some or two places in Calabar before I come over to Obudu. So
please, when you are selling, please this is very important. You can fly in from Calabar, okay, to the ranch. You can fly in from Enugu. It's also close to the ranch. You can come in through.
How do I fly in from Calabar to the ranch? Is baby airport working now?
No. What I mean is you can land in Calabar. Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
You can land through Calabar, through Enugu, through Abuja, and even the road, Ebonyi to Ogoja is very close, and then you connect to the ranch. Yeah. So all these routes are extremely good. We don't have much, and you know that Cross River State, the crime rate is very low. I don't mind what you hear about kidnapping is everywhere, but it's not very prevalent in Cross River State. We have low crime rate. Okay, it's alarming everywhere. This is challenges that we're having all over the country. So nobody can say, oh, this is this. But Obudu Ranch is very safe, very, very safe. Okay, and the COVID-19 pandemic, we also have very minimal case in Cross River State. So it's the safest place for you to come. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you for this great opportunity. We are still on because NIHOTOURS and Co will come on now. So we'll need the phone number and the email for the tour people. who they can contact and the rest of them. And from the 9th, I'm on a farm trip to Obudu so that people can see. You don't need to listen to hearsay. So people can join us and we can be there. It's a limited number, but I will give you the details later. So thank you, Honorable Bobby, for being our guest today. We are going to show them the video of the party. After the party, then we'll go to NIHOTOUR. Because me, I'm coming to party too. So thank you, sir, for being our guest today.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll send the numbers to you. Thank you.
Okay, I was dancing to, I like Tima Savage, I was dancing to that song. Both good news and bad news. And our next guest will be NIHOTOUR. So locate Oga Nura and his team. But the bad news I need to share with you is that based on prevailing circumstances, we will not be having our event in Abuja on November 19th as planned. We are putting it on hold to watch things, and also the mega trip we are supposed to do to 4 states will also stay on hold for now. But Calabar Obudu is fixed from the 9th. Informa, yes, the situation now is a little fluid, so we cannot confirm to the states that on the 19th everything is going to be as planned. So the 19th event in Abuja might not hold. It's on hold now. Let's observe things. We're all in Nigeria. Then we can decide how we go. We don't want to promise anybody and disappoint because something happened. We are expecting some people to come from outside the country. So it's not good to take a risk. So let's do that. But for the farm trip to Obudu, it's from the 9th to the 11th back to Calabar, then 12th out of Calabar. So we will not be able to do those 4 states, but let's be careful. We're in the business of tourism, and once one error happens, it might ruin our whole brand. So we need to be able to observe things, then we can make a commitment. And based on what Bobby said, there's always truth in travel. If you're taking someone to tell them you're going to stay on the ranch. If they're going to stay at the foot of the ranch, tell them, don't go and borrow stock pictures and tell another story. Manage expectations by telling them the truth. Now, if I told you I will guarantee those 4 states, and I'm not able to guarantee, I've deceived you because you have paid your money. So there should always be truth in travel. Manage people's expectation is about life. So let's be clear from the beginning. You're not going to stay on the ranch. I'll stay at the, and Obudu will now charge you gate fee for bringing people up and down, which is okay. But let there be truth in travel. Let us deal plainly with people. Let's not play games. Always read your situation right and tell people the right truth. So thank you for that. We'll go straight to NIHOTOUR. Turaki, are you around so that we can go straight to okay, please, Turaki, unmute yourself so we can hear you. You're welcome, sir.
Yes, can you? Thank you very much.
Congratulations on your appointment as the new DG of NIHOTOUR. I've always complained that we have problem of settlers and indigenous in tourism. They always bring settlers to come and run our environment, and that's why nothing works. But for the first time, or we have an indigene who knows us, knows the terrain, who have been here with us. And Nura, we're expecting you to be a star because you know the problems of the industry. So welcome. We go straight to the first question for you. What is the mandate? What is the role of NIHOTOUR? People send me messages. I want to be in tourism business. I want to do this. I want to do that. How do I become a travel agent or a tour operator? So it is training. So Nura, tell us, what is the role of NIHOTOUR?
Thank you, Ikechi, and thank you, wonderful organizers of 7 Wonders of Nigerian Travels. Well, NIHOTOUR came into existence from a tripartite agreement of ILO, UNDP, and Federal Republic of Nigeria. So over time, the core mandate of NIHOTOUR has been to provide basic, intermediate, and advanced training in hospitality, travel, and tourism sector. To this end, we provide skill proficiency, technical upgrading programs, professional knowledge-based education in the travel and hospitality industry. We operate also as the sector skill council, and at the same time, we are the training providers of the National Vocational Qualification Framework, in the hospitality industry. Apart from our training mandate, we also certify professional practices of, professionals in the hospitality, travel, and tourism sector. And also we ensure that all activities are streamlined in accordance with, the best international best practice in the industry. Yes, thank you.
Okay, so how good or how successful has NIHOTOUR been in providing these, implementing these mandates? How have you been able to train, maintain global best practices, engage with stakeholders? How have you done that?
Well, so far so good. Ikechi, let me tell you something. NIHOTOUR started in Kano.
Yeah.
So it's due to the success of NIHOTOUR's presence in Kano that now it has expanded into about 9 campuses strategically spread across the 6 geopolitical zones. In fact, some geopolitical zones are even overlapping. You see, Southwest geopolitical zones has 2 campuses, Lagos and Osogbo. Northwest has Kano and Kaduna. Now, Makurdi has approached us. We are working on it. And very soon, we're also going to have a campus in Makurdi very shortly. And NIHOTOUR has not been successful in its initial operation in Kano, I don't think would have been able to expand this wide.
Okay, you have 9 campuses. Can you tell us where they are located? You said Lagos, Osogbo, Kano, Kaduna. Where are the other campuses?
We have in Enugu, we have in Benin, we have in Abuja, we have in Bauchi, then Kano and Kaduna. Now Makurdi.
Okay, Makurdi is the one coming up. He's going to take care of the people in the, okay. Now, how do I become a student? What can I learn and how do I become a student?
Excellent. You see, we prefer courses ranging from certificate to even postgraduate courses. But ours is mainly the vocational inclined. So you can apply through any of our, by visiting any of our campuses, or you can come online. We're online, you see, you can apply. And it depends on which of our campuses you want to be part of. Consequent upon why, you see, in 2015, because of our efficiency, that IATA even gave us an award, being among the top 10 accredited training centers in Africa of IATA. You see, and based on that, that the NBTE, National Board for Technical Education, recently, gave us the mandate of becoming the Hospitality, Travel, and Tourism Sector's Skill Council for the country. So at any point in time, whoever wants to come and specialize in any of the fields, of course, we have experts. With our certification, I believe IATA's certification, one can be, of course, be sure of being engaged, in any hospitality outfit across the world. Now we're even thinking of how to start some, tailor-made courses, which we don't have to operate within the confines of our campuses. You see, that you can invite us, let us go during the Akwaaba event in Ghana or in Lagos. We'll have a little space where we try and encourage skill proficiency in a particular section. Like even the IATA training, which is prolonged now, my team are working towards, just limiting it to booking and ticketing. You understand? So we can cope with the need of whoever is interested in this great sector of ours.
Okay, we are going to need phone numbers, email addresses shared for everybody. But before then, if I want to be a travel agent, I've heard about your IATA and the rest of them. So you can come to NIHOTOUR for training. If I want to be a hotel manager, I'll give you a good example. As a publisher of Travelers and ATQ, I have interviewed more than 200 hotel GMs worldwide. And usually when I talk to a young GM, he always tells me, I started as a bellboy. Then I went to hotel school while working in the hotel. And later I became food and beverage. I moved up and I became GM. Most of these GMs I've interviewed had that kind of experience. But I've not had any GM, Nigerian GM, who had that kind of experience. So how can someone become a hotel GM starting from serving plates in the restaurant in Nigeria? How can NIHOTOUR bring this to pass?
Very good question, Kechi. One of my team players here, the academic secretary, is here with me, and I believe he must have offered courses to high-profile managers, within the sector. So let me throw the question to him, Mr. Maga. Okay. Over to you.
Who is that now?
Mr. Philip Maga, the academic secretary.
Okay, my guy. I knew you when you were a small boy. We were together.
Please let me in. Let me in to speak.
Yeah. Okay. So, Philip, can we hear you now? Unmute yourself.
Yes. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead. We can hear you now.
Okay. My DG sir, the anchor of this program, want to appreciate you for featuring us on this program of 7 wonders of Nigerian tourist destinations. For NIHOTOUR, we've come a long way, like you know. When we started in 1987, we were basically giving trainings to hotel supervisors, workers, waiters, travel agency, clerks, and the likes. So over time, most of these officers or personnel have developed and have taken promotional ascensions to so many positions. As I'm talking to you now, now to have been able to train more than 4,000 to 7,000 of the workforce. And for anybody who seek to make career in the hospitality and tourism industry, when they come to us, we always give them that career counseling guidance. And in the process, we place them to most competent areas they can express or expose their skills. Okay, so in that case, we also have programs like DDD said. We have certificate programs. Some of them are starting on the job. We have certificate programs for hospitality management, tourism management, tour guiding, and the likes. And right now, we have programs that have been upgraded from certificates to advanced certificates to diploma to advanced diploma and now PGD. The reason why we cannot run diploma at the national diploma level, but for professional certifications, it's because the mandate of the Institute has been that of bridging the gap that has been identified in skills demand for hospitality and tourism services. So we have all the apparatus and the capacity to give or see any prospective candidate that wants to grow to the highest height of hotel or hospitality tourism position. I can also assure you, it may interest our viewers and participants in this conference to know that the Institute has always been running programs for hotel managers, for hotel supervisors, for specific personnel or front office and staff. Of recent, even ECOWAS have been sending their staff, especially those tourism technical officers and protocol officers. ECOWAS has given us much recognition and acceptance in this regard. All I can say is to call on Nigerians to give us that support. Our problem over time has been that of support from our stakeholders. So we need to have that support from stakeholders to forge forward in providing the services that is needed. Kechi, you know too that over time, the Institute was supposed to be a West African servicing training institute, just like Utali and other sub-regional countries across the world that UN ILO has proposed, and they are doing well. Nigerians have been, over time, has been going to Italy and Tunisia to other places to have that skills training. But since we have Azure office and we have started operation, we've always been having that challenge of we accepting our product. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so for it now, as it is, the new DG that has come on board has come with zeal. We are giving him all the support to go back and look at the mandate of the Institute and bring it back to the fore. And this is exactly what we are doing now. Kechi, I can tell you without missing words that the Institute has gone beyond what we have known before. Our training capacity has been enlarged. We have always been a verifying agency from foreign countries who have people presenting tourism or hospitality certificates, and you want to have some consultancy or business establishment that has to do with tourism in foreign countries, in US, in UK, in Asian countries, and the likes. And they do send those profiles for us to verify and ascertain whether these particular certificates are from Nigerian institutions and we know about them. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. That was very, very good. I'm an alumnus of NIHOTOUR. I went for training in Kano. I went for training in Abuja. I did training in Calabar. So I've been trained by NIHOTOUR. But NIHOTOUR has a branding problem. And that's why people will talk about Totali College, talk about the Swiss College. I went to Cornell. I went to Tali. So we need people to really understand the value of NIHOTOUR. So the next question I will have for you is that about engagement of the stakeholders. Hospitality is where I want to concentrate. For IATA and travel agencies, you do very well. There is no doubt. You are excellent in that. But in hospitality,
Thank you for that.
we have not had a Nigerian manage an international hotel chain, except one guy, my late friend in Golden Tulip in Port Harcourt. But, and Brian of Ibon, why do we have it as a big challenge for a Nigerian to manage an international chain? There has to be a problem with training, because I see Kenyans running hotels, I see Zimbabwe running hotels, I see South Africans, even Ghanaians now. So what is the problem? Why can't NIHOTOURs bring out super hotel managers that will run Sheraton, Hilton? Okay, there's a Nigerian running a Hilton. Now we need to be able to, why is it impossible for us to generate that level of manpower?
Let me chip in a little. Well, AKG, you know, the Nigerian factor sometimes. If I present you now as someone to organize an international exhibition, we're talking about mice now. All right, who is the best person you know that can handle mice properly? Let him administer it world over. If I bring you, and another person from the other angle will prefer to see a man with a white skin. We have this jungle fever. You understand? So that is why we have very trained personnel, very qualified, highly qualified. But we prefer to keep them in the classrooms, you know, at the background, doing background operation. You know, but the front line, we always like to bring in the colored. Even if you're a black man from America, they will prefer to bring someone that your contemporary that has a PA in America, as long as he's from America, to come and take over from you. So I think it's a mentality which is a collective responsibility of you in the private sector and we in the government to come and really come and work closely together and see how we can push ours, you know, into prominence. As this person said in one of the books, in The Prince, Niccolo Machiavelli, he said, to understand the nature of the people, one must be a prince. And to understand the nature of the princes, one must be one of the people. So you cannot be from one angle, from the government, you know, and accuse the private sector for not doing it well. And you cannot be in the private sector and accuse the government for not doing it well. You see, as I'm looking at you as being the bad guy, you are looking at me as being the bad guy. So we have to come and work more closely together and exchange truthful, you know, and exchange regular ideas that will actually help push our industry together. So the reason why we have not been able to have 5-star hotel or managers and what have you is because of this mentality. As long as we have been able to push ours to the top, we have dozens of them.
Okay. Yeah, I know there are hotel managers, there are Nigerians that are running hotels, but we are talking about the chain hotels. These are internationals who choose people based on supposedly professional competence. Now, outside, in the past, we've had some people that got very high, but you have so many chain hotels that were here, and we haven't had the Nigerians move forward. So is there a kind of partnership that you build where you can send people for internship? And I need to know what plans you have.
Yeah, Mr. Maga. I think Mr. Maga has been in the system much longer than me. I believe you can answer that question much better than technically. Yes.
Gigi, sir, the experience we have here is that most of our hotel managers, indigenous hotel managers, their growth is always checkered. Checkered in the sense that as they grow, even from the career prospect, they don't see working in a hotel as a bright future or as a profession of dignity for them. So as they grow within, they pick different line of professional line and go in there. Now, secondly, again, the hotel chains always have their own recruitment culture. They pick from within those managers that they have known have been running in other chains and have proven beyond doubt that their results are always overwhelming. And that is what we have. For us in Nigeria, the DG has said it when he assumed office. He is going to look at all these areas, and then the issue of partnering and all this internship thing is going to take place. Recently, we have restructured our curriculum. Restructuring in the sense that any student trainee that comes for training will definitely go through a 3-month internship within the workplace before he or she graduates, whether it is certificate, diploma, or postgraduate diploma. So that alone, we felt as per design, is going to add to the knowledge, understanding, the skills, and above all, the attitude. One of the reasons too as to why most of our Nigerian counterparts are not making it is because of attitude problem. For the hospitality industry, just like you've already been saying, and some of your comments that I've been monitoring from your programs, the service industry in the hospitality and tourism sector is that which is suffering from the issue of attitude from the personnel traits. So if that is not addressed, I find it very difficult to build that that professional line of upgradement. But nonetheless, we are putting on our acts together and we are reviewing. As I'm talking to you now, it may interest you to know that the Director General has put it upon himself to go back to the mandate of the Institute. The mandate of the Institute right from inception is to bring about upgrading of tourism and hospitality personnel. Because when the UNWTO have discovered that tourism in West Africa is not getting that robust attention or patronage, it was because we have the resources, we have what it takes, but there are no personnel to run the business. There are no personnel to undertake the craft and the supervisory activities. All the training programs that have been planned or put in place are preparing personnel for supervisors, for managers, and thereabout. So the Institute was established to bridge the gap between the curriculum of the polytechnic diploma and the university degree curriculum. Those gaps are what we are supposed to be providing. What are these gaps areas? These gaps areas are in formulating or imparting that attitudinal behavior and skills, expertise, exposure to the trainees who will go there to meet up. Because I can tell you right now that the diploma, polytechnic diploma students will go get employment as a supervisor or as a receptionist. What is expected of that particular trainee is to be able to operate the hotel bookman that confirms, that registers and confirms the guest booking. He or she cannot do that. It has been identified during the sector skill council meetings and discussions on skills gap. So these are some of the things. So the Institute now has that responsibility to build a career prospect for any person that is willing to work and give his best, and to show the world that the service he is giving is not that of servitude, but a service to a sector, to humanity, and to the industry, to add to the value of the economy and also improve the destination image of the country. This is it.
Okay, thank you. I have lots of questions, but before I continue, because I think the gap is more in hospitality and in tourism. For travel, writing of travel agents, there are so many training schools, but in hospitality, we have an image problem. And in tourism, tour guides, tourism managers, tourism consultants, how does NIHOTOUR help in that? Because a lot of people who do tours learn from their friends on their own. And a lot of travel agents are becoming tour operators on their. So how does NIHOTOUR help in this one?
I was directing this question to the HOD, Travel and Tourism, or Edwin Onyebuchi. Yeah, are you ready?
Okay, can we hear him?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
I'm fine. Thank you very much for this great opportunity.
Is that a mentor or Dr. Taiwo?
It is a mentor, not Taiwo.
Okay. So that he knows tourism. What to. Yeah.
Tourism.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much for this opportunity given to a great institution like NIHOTOUR. Like the DG have just said, we are transforming. But apart from transformation, we're already taking care of what you are saying, because most of our training these days are not mere theories. We run short-time courses, certificate courses, not just in tour operating, not just in tour guiding, but even smaller niches to make people be expert in whatever they do. As little as tourist souvenir production. So to say the least, NIHOTOUR is ready and we have the manpower. We have done Anambra because we are looking at Obunike Cave. We look at all the zones and look at areas they can serve. Of course, coming in the next 2 weeks, God's willing, we'll be in Bauchi State. And after that, we'll have meaningful and proficient tour guides. So we sell the destination of Bauchi, which is a big market today. Because when you look at Nigeria, we have tourism potentials, mostly of cultural aspect of tourism. But it is not known. Even when you go to such places, you don't have somebody that will guide you through and bring out the best. Like we have listened to the other presenter from Obudu. It was you that let him know that Obudu is the longest cable car in the world. And that's the selling factor. And he missed it. But if it's a trade guide, that would be where he'll be returning and anchoring, because that is the selling factor or point. So we are doing some short trainings to bring out such little but very important aspect of tourism, because that is what we need. It has started a long time, but we are improving because we have more manpower now, and we have the driver who knows where we are heading to. So I assure you that we'll have short. If you look at our profile, which I believe was sent earlier, you see all of them in full. Any course you see there, we are undertaking, and we are satisfied to doing that. And the result is everywhere. You travel wide. I know that each time you pass through the airport, you see that greater percentage of people that you will contact and pass through NIHOTOUR. But we're focusing on areas like that tour guide, like souvenir production, and even empowerment through skills like fabricating of local souvenirs, because people come to Nigeria and they want to buy souvenir, they still buy made in China. Is this still Nigerian souvenir? It is not. So we are sensitive and we know that we need to do much more than we are doing. But we thank our Director General because they are giving us the verve again that will trace back, because there's no perfect situation. We want to improve. But I assure you that anybody that comes around will get some of these niches that have been kind of forgotten for some time. Thank you.
Okay, now you're training people, tour operators, tour guides, Most of the tour operators and the tour guides I know didn't train at NIHOTOUR. It's possible that we can also invite them for certification, which means you send them a checklist, and if they meet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you can certify them as a legitimate tour operator. Most countries will do it. You have the South African specialist course, people who want to market South Africa. South Africa licenses them. Dubai does it. Kenya. So it will be good for NIHOTOUR to prepare a set of training for people who want to market tour operators in Nigeria, who want to be certified as legitimate tour operators here, and also for people who want to do tour guiding. So I've just sold you a business idea, and, and I want to be in it. So what else does NIHOTOUR do? Some years ago, when Alhaji Muzali Dantata was there, and we were doing our training in Calabar, they started this registration of professionals. I remember my number is number 7 because I'm 007. So, and I don't know what happened to that project. Are you still putting together a list of skilled manpower in the industry?
Absolutely, yes. You know, that happens to fall under our mandate to certify qualified professionals within the industry. What actually is told, as far as I'm concerned, what I've learned, you know, since I came, I was meant to be when our bill assembly and was brought back by the president, and some certain controversial segments of it were expunged and resent. You know, that particular part of our mandate was like suspended for some time by the agency, pending the time we gain back our act, our operation act. You know, so that is when we are definitely going to be very active and serious about it to make sure that tourism is indeed a business, and a serious business for that matter. Yes.
So what is your engagement with stakeholders in the industry, the associations? How does NIHOTOUR communicate and engage these agencies?
Our engagement with them, our relationship with them, being the sector skill council of the industry, we are by mandate the ones that bridge the gap between them and the employees and the industry as a whole. So all these things are, and based on research too, we want to come up together with them. And especially, you see, Anjet, when I was with them in Lagos a couple of weeks ago, I made mention to them that, you see, there is need for a synergy within us, all of us. Let us, by the first quarter of next year, come together, you know, and exchange ideas that we are going to bring experts from the World Tourism Organization. And I know you know this friend of yours, Dr. Lawal Marafa of Chinese University, Hong Kong. They have also obliged to come and partner with us in risk and communication management. Let us start from somewhere. Tourism communication, what to say and what not to say. What story has negative impact to your tourism industry? What will help you promote your destinations? You know, so by the time we start with that, you see, let me give you a small example. 2 weeks ago, I went home, Sokoto. At the airport, I met a journalist. He was interviewing me in Hausa. So whenever I got to the part of tourism, I would say tourism. Then he asked me a question, a rhetorical question that, oh, don't you know the meaning of tourism in Hausa? I said to him, no, my brother. You see, the definition, I don't know who gave it that definition, you know, gave it wrongly. And that is what is giving it a negative approach in my society. Because tourism in Hausa, they call it Yawon Shakatawa. What is Shakatawa? Is movement for fun, relaxation. That is tourism. And I've failed to believe that's what the definition of tourism is. And by that definition, that is why you see state governors not taking the ministries of tourism serious. They always attach it to cultural dances and what have you, and there it goes, and there it stops. They don't look at it as serious business. You see, as part of that, I created some units, on my arrival here. One is research and development unit. I want to engage some linguists and all the stakeholders to come in different languages and ask them, what is tourism in your language? You see, it's very, very important. We have to come up and coin the definition of tourism in our local languages for people to know that it is not just mere dancing or going and sleeping by the beachside, that it is serious business, So it's one of the things that my organization are trying to do, first and foremost. And we are going to engage all the stakeholders, when it comes to this. Everybody will be carried along, definitely. So because collectively is where and only how we can move the sector forward.
Okay, so tourism have not just branding issue, and it's because of the definition. You just brought something that is unique. How do you call this thing in your native language? Then he explains the thinking and the perception of people. That is amazing. I never thought of that. And I thank you for that. I think the first thing we need to do is to create definitions of these things, not just in English, but in our local languages. Thank you for that. We need to redefine tourism. Now, I see that Dr. Taiwo is there and he keeps smiling. So he's the man in charge of tourism management. Okay. Oga, in your own understanding, what is the role of your environment for tourism and tourism training in Nigeria?
Can I unmute? Yes.
Hello, Kechi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
Yeah, it's good to see your face after a long time.
Yes, yes.
I remember we met in Calabar, then we met in the Bantaba too when you came to Abuja. Yeah. Now, generally speaking, the institute has been working so hard to put itself on the map of Nigeria. And now that we even have a new director general in the person of Alhaji Nura Kangewa, he brought into the system the zeal, the vibe that can take this institute to greater heights. I can assure you that in the next few months, maybe give us 6 months, you will hear different things about NIHOTOUR, things you don't even believe that we can achieve. And we have the capacity on ground that can do that. Now, he talked to you earlier on about the research that is going on. And then we also believe that NIHOTOUR can key into this. If you look at a place like Utali College, they go into a lot of research that has to do with what is going on in the hospitality industry. We want to be known for producing bankable data in the industry. I mean, the industry can come to us and say, do this research for us, and then we'll be able to do it successfully. And these are some of the areas we're looking into in the new dispensation. Another area we've been able to engage with the stakeholders, you talked about that, Lara, is that we have this master lecture series, annual one, that we do on a regular basis. We started in 2016. We had one in 2018, 2019, and then we are planning for the next one for the 2020. Now, this is an area where we also feel that we can engage with the stakeholders. We expect them to do research in the industry and then present it for us to have answers to some of the problems in the industry. You also notice that youth unemployment remains a socio-economic problems we have in this country today. It poses a lot of challenges to the social, political, as well as economic development of all countries. Now, in order to key in into this, I've also developed what you call this empowerment program, skill acquisition program, for us to key in into these areas. And then we are going to send it out, and we believe that anybody that is interested will approach us, and then we can do this empowerment and skill acquisition program. It could be in the hospitality business. It could be in the tourism business. Like we have empowerment program for youth and women in catering and cookery operations. You have one for housekeeping and general cleaning. I'm just giving you a brief synopsis. We have quite a number of them that people can key in into. So basically, we are going places under the new Director General of the Institute. And I want to assure you, the sky is not only going to be our limit, it's going to be our beginning. Be rest assured about that. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that. That was very enlightening. There are private schools, training schools that you have all over Lagos, all over Nigeria. How is NIHOTOUR working with them to establish standards so that you don't create quacks all over the place? So I know so many of those private schools, they are doing quite a lot. I know some of their products. How does NIHOTOUR work with these private schools? I know you do very well with my guy, Empire. He's one of your trainers, but there are other people, some who are all over the place. How does NIHOTOUR work well with them? Who is taking that? Go ahead.
Are you hearing me, Nkechi?
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Okay. What says that the Institute, as a matter of fact, has always been engaged with the private sector training schools in this activity of catching them young, introducing tourism curriculum to them. It may also interest you to know that the National Education and Research Development Commission introduced tourism curriculum for JSS and SS classes in the secondary school. And with that, we have always been reaching out. Mind you, the secondary schools and primary schools from the private sector are more active in this tourism thing. They have their tourism clubs, they have tourism society, they have the geographers club that has embedded tourism into it. And they also come visiting every year, and we also write to them to introduce certain programs to them. As I'm talking to you now, we have NIHOTOUR has reached out through the magnanimous activities of the new DG to launch the training of the tourism tutors in secondary schools. That has been done in Abuja, FCT. We just came back from Kano. That has been done. So we intend to also take it further to all the states. That apart, we have the Sector Skill Council that the DG has introduced. This council is saddled with the responsibility of engaging leisure, tourism, recreation, hospitality, and tourism employers, in the sense that the platform is to look at those gaps that have been created in the course of service. It is these employers that at the forum will identify those services, skills that are needed that could not be provided. And for the curriculum that has been developed by the sector, by the council through the employers, we have been able to come up with national occupational standards These occupational standards are meant to provide competence to the learner in knowledge, in understanding, in skills, and above all, attitude. This particular occupational standard also has been validated by the council and also sent to National Board for Technical Education, who in turn sent it to the awarding body of the National Skills Qualification. As it is, NIHOTOUR is with MBTE and also synergizing to also look at how to improve the standards of this delivery. We have the awarding body for the National Skills Qualification. We have level 1, level 2, and level 3. Level 1 is basically for those, especially the pupils and students of primary schools and secondary schools, who have innate qualities and skills, background that are in them naturally. Those who are good in carving, there are some young children who are very good in cooking. Some are very good in guiding. I remember during our days in the villages, you see when you have a visitor, the parents will pick the sharp child and say, take him to the next environs. And the child does that perfectly. So with time now, the government have seen that there are no jobs and there are a lot of graduates with skills and they cannot even take advantage of them. So with this now, the issue of one is not having work to do or one thing or the other is now taken rested. For tourism and hospitality, I want to inform the conference and well-wishers that a new qualification has come that is of advantage to the conventional training that we have in universities, secondary schools, and wherever. Like the occupational skills standards that have been created, like I say, are meant to provide a lifelong studying system. It also expected to provide the learner with a good training environment that he or she can develop easily. For instance, let me tell you, as against the polytechnic and university or secondary school examination system, the national skill qualification competency test is not done in the classroom where you write exams or you do practicals and you are assessed. You might be trained from within the classroom, but when it comes to the time of qualifying one to have that competence, the learner has to be at the workplace. There are structures that are put in place, like assessors, like verifiers, and external verifiers. Their responsibility is to go assess the competency of that learner who performs the job, who performs the task at workplace. He doesn't have any sampled either guest or whatever. The guest that the learner has to work with and be assessed is the real client, is the real guest who is seated at the restaurant table, who is also in the hotel room, who is also at the reception area, who is also at the airport and requiring services. With that, we are very, very hopeful that the system will standardize the training that is being provided. And NIHOTOUR is saddled with that responsibility. In a short while, the DG is going to look at the mandate that has been given by the regulatory body for the Sector Skills Council. By this, there is going to be an inauguration of the Board of Governors, Board of Trustees, because the inauguration of the members or stakeholders have already been done during the period of Mrs. Chika in 2016. And that brought about the validation of the national occupational standards that was being formulated by the Institute. That is one of our major achievements anyway. So with time, the Sector Skill Council is going to be involved with identifying gaps that are in the occupational trades through the employers, conduct research, conduct baseline labor market information, just like you said earlier on about all these services and whatever that we need to upgrade the services in the industry. So expect more from the Institute in this regard through the Sector Skill Council of the Hospitality and Tourism. And we are also soliciting for cooperation. Katie, you know too that the Nigerian factor has always been against us when we come to our industrial operations. Like my Abu Gigi did say, it is in Nigeria that a fellow Nigerian is clamoring to have a particular tourism services provided. It is the Nigerian brother that will write petition against him or her, that he is not qualified for that job. So by the time we create that confidence in ourselves and in supporting our own stakeholders and players, we will make it. So in the very near future, we'll be reaching out to our employers in the sector, and we shall be engaging them on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was very, very elaborate. And I'm going to open up the platform so people can ask questions. People can ask questions. People can intervene. I see that Momo is on and Kabil, and we'll take everybody to ask questions. TG that is asking the difference between NIHOTOUR and NTDC. I think that should be very plain. NIHOTOUR is a training institute. It's not their job to sell the destination of Nigeria. Their own, they explain their mandate from the beginning. That is to put on the gap in manpower, and it's NTDC's job to do marketing and promotion. So it's not their job to do that. So I'm going to ask people to ask questions directly before we sign on. But before I do that, the first person I'm going to take is Esther Iwanyanwu. She's one of our success stories. But before she asks the thing, I need to make some explanations. Next week, Friday by 3 p.m., we are having Wonders of Africa Zoom conference, and Nigeria, Uganda, South Africa, and Benin Republic will be presenting. The chairman of BOT for NATOP will be representing Nigeria, and he's going to share destinations in Nigeria. So 3 p.m. next week will be Wonders of Africa. Then the week after, we'll come back to 7 Wonders. We'll be alternating it one after the other. So I'm going to call, they will share the link for you so that you all have it. I'm going to call on Madam Esther Iwanyanwu, I think from Owerri, right? Unmute your phone, your device, so we can hear you, madam. Okay, if we're having problems with you, who else is ready so that we can, who has a question? Is there Alaji, is Momo there or Kabiu? Who has a question? I saw some. Okay, Andrew Kumbowa. Okay, go ahead. That's Andrew, big guy from Anjet.
Hello, thank you, Kitchen.
Okay, go ahead.
Am I on?
Yes, Andrew,
okay,
you're on.
Thank you so much. Okay, mine is not really a question, but just to make some interventions. I want to congratulate the new DG, Nura Kangiwa and his team for the wonderful presentation. And I hope that going forward, we'll see how we can latch on this. The point you made about having Nigeria being part of the management cadre. These were some of the issues that some of us met over the weekend. And in the process of talking, this issue also came up. Some of us journalists who met at the event. And I think the point there that if you look at the way they are structured, Nigerians have not been able to break through the ceiling. The areas that Nigerians go with international brand is sales and marketing. And part of the explanation that we're given by one of the persons that we spoke to says is because Nigerians are not employed as core member or staff or associate of this brand. It's only when they are employed as fully into that brand and they go through all the operational processes. That is when they will have the opportunity to rise up to be appointed as GM. Until we're able to have that, we may not be able to have any Nigerian rise to that level. And that most of them come in as auxiliary staff. In other words, they are seconded, they are not really initially part of the brand, because the brand have a culture, they have a training process that everyone of them need to go through. And so if you don't go through all those processes, there's no way they can have the confidence to put you on as a GM. So I just thought I should just bring that in. So that's some of the exposure that we had during the discussion with this GM, and made us to understand that it's going to take a lot of process before we can really have Nigerians. Charity and being Nigerian for many years, we can say that we don't have any Nigeria aspiring to that level. The highest Nigeria get there is sales and marketing. The same thing with other brands that have come into the country. So I thought I should just make that explanation, and I hope if you get it clearly. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a very good point to make. Yeah, but I will also think that this is something that has to do with law now. If we insist that anybody who is coming to run a hotel, 3-4-star hotel, no matter the brand, must have a local training certified by NIHOTOUR. That also, there are laws that Kenya had done, which we can also use. If it's a 5-star hotel, 4-star hotel, we can take your GM and your executive chef coming from everywhere, but every other position has to be local, which is also okay. So we need to think of how we can elevate our hotel managers to this position and even export them. Maybe NIHOTOUR can go into a partnership with a global brand. It doesn't have to be 5-star, 3-star, that when our people train, they go there and they get certified. So we know we cannot claim that we don't have anybody that has your training. Yeah, they will go there and do the form book with you. So we have another question from, okay, Simonu Benga, that's my guy. Eh? So Simonu, this is one of the big success stories in the hotel environment. Simonu, go ahead, we can hear you, talk.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you so much, Igechi. I must say that I must commend your passion, your hard work, success of this center. By God's grace, your efforts will be rewarded in His mighty name. Again, I want to commend the presenters, starting from the TG, for what they have been doing. Quickly, before I make my comments, I just want to add that as of today, we want to differ with what my brother just said now. That's Andrew. Because as of today, we have so many DGMs of international brands who are Nigerians, which means that they are deputy general manager, and among them is four points. But Sheraton is there. It's a black man. It's a Nigerian. Sheraton Hotel itself is a black man also. It's a Nigerian. But of course, we'll also agree silently that before you become a GM, you must be an expatriate manager, you must be an expatriate staff, and expatriate employee employed by the home country before you become a GM. That much I can agree. Now, going back to my point, I must say that I've been an added follower of the current DG for NIHOTOUR since he came into power, and I must say publicly that I want to appreciate publicly his zeal, enthusiasm, and passion he has brought to the table. That is not because he's an astute professional, but because he knows that there's a skill gap, and quickly he needs to key into that gap that has been identified by several people before even is coming into the system. Having said that, I want to say, and I want to appeal that we should walk the talk, because we all are aware that out of 30 states in Nigeria today, NIHOTOUR is only in 9 states, 9 locations, 7 states, 9 locations, and that for us is major. So I want to appeal that they should expedite action so that the capacity building gap could be quickly be built upon, because the truth is that there is a deficiency in the hospitality industry, especially, which I want to agree with what the Kijab said, especially in the hospitality industry. There's a deficiency, especially in the craft skill gap. If we're able to do that, then the opportunity to grow will be very, very high. That's just my summation. Thank you very much, and I wish you wonderful deliberations ahead.
I will take 1 or 2 people so we round up. We're already almost out of it. Thank you, Simonu. And good to hear that Deputy General Manager and the other person in Sheraton are Nigerians after close to, I think, since 1985. So it's good news to hear that. And I will want to ask Kabore Semode. I hope it's just a question. 1 minute and we are off so that they can round up. So can you?
Okay. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Okay. I just want to react to the comments, and I want to thank you for a good presentation, and to the DG. And I want to of Nigerians getting to the top. I would like to have that as a private conversation with you later, and probably with the DG. The DG, I'm the FCT chairperson of the Institute for Tourism Professionals. And then I just resigned from Hilton as the number 2. So, and for 32 years of the Hilton, I was the first Nigerian to get to that position, because that position, as I was the director of operations, it's been an expatriate position for 32 years. So Nigerians get to top positions. It is an issue of our Nigerian government, one, and the contract the owners sign with these managing companies like Hilton, Sheraton, and the rest of them. So when Hilton is sending somebody, there's a contract already that the general manager has to be an expatriate from them. When Nigerian government signs with them, they tell you, oh, they have Nigerians who are seconding, who they want to train. So for 30-something years, you have the names of Nigerians in Ministry of Internal Affairs as being seconding to, that is training under one expatriate. So I was the first person that broke that gap. So there are issues that we need to talk about, but we don't have to talk about them online right now.
So thank you.
Currently, I just got appointed as the yes. So I want to talk with you personally, and then I'll meet with the DG. I just got appointed as a technical advisor to the Bayelsa State Governor on tourism and hospitality and tourism as his technical advisor. So, and that is based on performance. For you to be a technical advisor, that means you are an expert in that field.
This is good to hear.
So, yes. So I'll meet with you and we'll talk better on what you just said. Because that NIHOTOUR cannot do anything about that, except the DG is ready to fight and really fight tough.
I'm willing to join the fight. I have weapons of warfare that will be of help. And most of us are willing
Nigeria to the top.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
So, yeah. Thank you. The last person, Joseph. Joseph, are you there so that we can sign up? Okay. Is he on? Joseph on mute so that we can conclude today. Okay. Okay. I will have to round up now. I'll go to Nura to round up give us a last, what's it called? The the last thing that we have to hear today, because we're already on our way out. So Nura, can you round up?
Yes, thank you, Kechi. Recently, we all know that jobs and livelihood in the hospitality, travel, and tourism sector across the globe, have been impacted. Creating the worst ever economic and social crisis. I want to talk to you, key players of this sector. Unprecedented crises require unprecedented actions and collaborations. We have to work closely together as stakeholders, because all of us are directly or indirectly affected by what is going on. So we have no other option but to come together the way you have brought everybody here now, and you have been doing it over time, to be sharing and exchanging probable ideas. And you'll be looking like checks and balances. This is your mandate and you have shifted, you have drifted from it. You better come back to line. You understand? We support each other and push the industry to the promised land. It is not difficult. Nigeria is not a hard sell at all. It's not a hard sell as people think it is. There is insecurity in every part of the world. Yet you see people trooping in there for one reason or the other. Why is it so? It's because they have the right marketing strategies, they have the right packaging plans, they have the right tour operating, they have the right travel agents, they have the right hoteliers, right destination management. You cannot achieve that without training. Push our people to go back to training. Without training, without proper training, you cannot even market what you have. Talk less of harnessing it when you see it. It is not possible. So thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you, sir. I will repeat that you have 9 campuses and people can get trained and at any one of them. We are going to do a partnership with you to train people at Akwaba. At next 3 days, we are going to have a part of the hall. We travel everywhere in the world. We see foreigners coming here to do things that we can do, because people don't have confidence. So NIHOTOUR will help create that confidence. So I thank everybody that was on today. Join me next Friday, and when we talk about Africa, Nigeria inclusive, and the other Friday also, we come back to talk about Nigeria. We'll do Africa this week, we'll do Nigeria next week. And we are trying to save our industry that was affected by COVID, so we provide all the collaborations. I hope you learned a lot. If you don't have a NIHOTOUR certificate, please apply and get one. I have. I knew about NIHOTOUR the year it was created. I met Mr. Bingley from ILO when he first came to Lagos to try and set up NIHOTOUR. So, and since then, I have, and I got trained in Kano, I got trained in Calabar, so I have their certificate. So when you see me as a travel expert, I have certificates from so many places. NIHOTOUR is one of them, so try and get your certificate. So for those who want to join us on the farm trip, you have to be a tour operator or in travel business to be on that farm trip on the 9th of November, 9th to 12th of November. We are going to Obudu. We are going to see what they have, to see if it's up to date. So we don't rely on social media. We don't rely on third party. We are the professionals who go there, look at it, and come back and say, yes, this meets the expectation. As of today, it's the #1 destination in the country. So I thank you all for joining us today. And any question, info@naija7wonders.com. So we'll leave you with a video of bonfire party at Obudu so that we can look forward to it. Thank you for joining us today. We want to